to Fall 2020. My name is Mrs. Mercado and I'm going to be your instructor for this fall semester. Okay, this is going to be a course orientation for all of my courses that I am going to be teaching this fall semester. It is not specific to a course, but rather it's going to provide you with a general overview of how my course is structured, how to access the assignments, how to create your account in Cengage, so on and so forth. Now, before I proceed, I do want to apologize ahead of time. I do have a terrible cough that I've had for over 3 weeks, and it does not want to go away. But I do have to do these lectures, so you might hear me cough here and there, and I apologize for that, but I just need to get this done, okay? So if I cough throughout the orientation or any of my lectures, know that I am sick. That is why I'm coughing, and I apologize, okay? So, during the fall 2020 semester, I am going to be teaching 4 different courses. I do have different sections for each of these classes, but overall, like I said, this orientation applies to any of my classes. I am going to be teaching Accounting 1303, which is Introduction to Accounting 1, Accounting 1329, which is Payroll and Business Tax Accounting, Accounting 2401, which is Principles of Financial Accounting, and Accounting 2402, Principles of Managerial Accounting. Now, each of these courses are very different in itself. I cover different material, but overall, within Blackboard in itself, all of my courses are built or structured the same way. Okay, the layout is the same. You'll be able to access the information the same way. The only thing that's going to change for each of these classes is the actual content, okay? And that is something that I'm going to go through once we get to the lectures for that specific class, okay? But this is an orientation. This is just basically providing you some general information. That is why I'm just doing one orientation for all of my classes. That way all of you get to see how my courses are structured, how to navigate, so on and so forth, okay? So, the orientation, what am I going to include? Well, I'm going to include the layout in Blackboard, how my courses are structured in Blackboard, and like I said, all of my classes, regardless of the class that you're taking with me, are structured the same way, okay? I'm going to go over the information under the Start Here module. It's very important that before you start working on any of your assignments, you go over all of the information under the Start Here tab. I'm going to go over the course content. That is where you're going to be accessing your weekly information of things that need to get done. The messages, how to communicate with me or any of your classmates, announcements, and your gradebook. Okay? In Cengage, I'm going to introduce Cengage, what it is, how to create your account in Cengage, how to access it, your assignments, your gradebook, and a variety of resources. And these are just high-level information, okay? I don't want to talk for 3 hours and bore you, because I know, it can get very boring when someone talks for 2 or 3 hours. I understand. But I do want to provide you with information. That way, you can be able to, day one, start, go over the orientation, get a general idea of what's going on, and then give it a try. And if you have any questions, well, you can always communicate with me. Okay. So I want to give you a little bit of information about myself. I've been a full-time instructor here at South Texas College since fall 2014. I teach specifically accounting courses, even though I do or can teach business courses. I do have the hours to teach those as well. But right now my focus is accounting. That is what I majored in, and that is what I've been teaching since the fall of 2014. Okay. Like most of you, I started my education here at South Texas Community College back in the day. In May of 2001, I graduated with my accounting clerk certificate. So if you can see, I started with a certificate. Then I proceeded to getting my Associates of Arts in Business Administration from STC as well in 2004. I then transferred over to University of Texas Pan American, which is now UTRGV. And in 2006, in December of 2006, I completed my bachelor's in accounting. I continued with my education. Now, mind you, throughout all of this educational travel or time that I spent going to school, I was working full time. Having to work and go to school is difficult. I understand. I've done it. I've been there. So as I was going to school, I was working full time, and then I had a family. So it is difficult, and I identify with you And I know how challenging it can get. Okay. So during all of this time, I've been working. I've been going to school. That's why we see a big gap here. Between my bachelor's and my master's, I took it. I took a little break. I had some kids, and then I went part time. But finally, in December of 2013, I finished my master's degree in accounting from UTRGV. Okay. So if you think that, you know what, I'm never gonna finish, slowly but surely you will. Just don't give up. Okay? Giving up will not get you there. You know, proceeding, even if it's one class, two classes, you know, by the time you know it, you'll get there. Okay? Do not give up. If you have a dream, never give up. Okay? And it will get hard. I'm not gonna say it's not, but you just have to be persistent and continue, and you're gonna make it work, guys. Okay? I started working at STC in 2014. Okay, now what did I do before that? For 13 plus years, I worked in different banks. I had several positions. When I left the organization, I was a vice president. I was working in operations. I was an operations project manager for several years. I was an accounting manager for a pretty large bank here in our region. So I do have work experience in accounting, in banking, in operations, in project management. I worked very closely with the IT department in developing software. So I do have work experience. I do know how it is to go out there and work. I've worked as a consultant after that. I'm not one of those individuals that just went to school and then became a professor. No, I went to school, I worked, and now I became a professor. And I really enjoy it. I never thought I would be a professor. I really like it. And because I like it so much, I decided to go back to school. Okay? So just like most of you, I am a full-time student as well. So I have a full-time job, I have kids, and I'm a full-time student. I am currently working on my PhD at North Central University, and I am pursuing my Doctorate of Philosophy in Business Administration with specialization in organizational leadership. I am very excited. I am in my dissertation phase. I am almost done. It's been a long trajectory for me to be able to say that. It's been, working on my PhD has been the most difficult thing I think I've had to do education-wise. Very challenging, but I love it. I learn every day, and it keeps me busy, and it allows me to learn and progress. So I'm looking forward to being able to complete my PhD soon. Okay, so if you're telling me, Miss, I have a job and I have kids and I have work, I know, because I'm doing it as well. Okay, so we need to just focus, stay organized, and prioritize our time, schedule it as much as we can so we can be able to get everything that we need done. Okay. Now, I've been known for being a very strict professor. Okay, I am strict. And the reason I'm strict is because deadlines need to be met. Okay, when we go out there in the workplace, your boss, your supervisor, your manager, they give you tasks and they give you deadlines, and we need to meet those deadlines. You are expected to show up to work at a specific point in time. If you go into work at 8, you should be there at 7:50. A little bit earlier. We need to instill the sense of responsibility and accountability in our students. That's why I'm strict. Okay, I have established deadlines for all of your assignments, and I expect those deadlines to be met. Okay, I do not give extensions. Okay, I do not give extensions just because, well, Miss, I had to go work. Well, you had to go work last week and the week before and the week before that, so you were able to complete your assignments then. Well, what happened this week? You didn't organize your time? Then that is really not my problem, right? Now, I'm also a human being, and I understand things happen. Okay, emergencies might come up. You might get sick. A family member might get sick. Maybe you lost your job. You were in a car accident. A relative passed away. Life happens. Okay, I know I'm a human being, and I understand. If something out of the ordinary comes up in your life, where you're not able to meet an assignment deadline, you're not able to complete your test within the time frame, I understand. All I ask from you is communication. You let me know what's going on. We work something out. Me and you work something out. and then we get things done. Okay? I know things can happen, and I know one day your life might be perfect, and then the next day your life is upside down. Okay? And that is why I'm going to share with you what happened to me this summer. Okay? I had a horrible summer. Okay? All through the spring 2020 semester, I have parents. My mother and my father were living. They were divorced, but I have a very close relationship with both of them. My father had a lot of illnesses, underlying diseases. He was diabetic for so many years. Insulin affected a lot of his organs. He was very sick. So all through the spring semester, I was taking him to the doctor's appointments, was with him in the hospital, taking him to all of these tests that he needed to have done. Okay? I knew he was sick. They finally diagnosed him with liver cirrhosis. After his diagnosis, he passed maybe 3 months after. So on July the 6th, 2020, my father passed away. Okay? It was difficult because I loved him very much, but I knew it was coming. He was 68 when he passed away. I knew he had heart problems, he had kidney problems, he had liver problems, he was diabetic, they had put him on dialysis. I was prepared. Okay? So that was very difficult for me. On July the 6th, my father passed away. Okay? On July the 9th, my mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly. One morning she woke up, she had stroke, she passed away in her home. Okay? So a couple of days later, the day after I buried my father, my mother-in-law passed away. We went through the funeral arrangements, and we buried her. That was it. I thought the worst had passed. Okay? On July 20th, 2020, my husband wakes up, starts feeling sick. He's throwing up. He has a fever. The only place, ever since this COVID-19 situation happened, we've been in quarantine since March, basically. The only place that we would go is, I would go grocery shopping, and he would go to work. He was an essential worker. And of course, to pump gasoline at the gas station, right? But that was our life, from home to work, and just every 2-3 weeks we would go to the grocery store. We would stay home because we were afraid of COVID-19. I don't know how, where, or when, but my husband contracted COVID, and on July 20th, he came out positive. Okay? That day, he tested positive. Me and my 2 children tested negative. Okay? So at that point, I took my husband to the doctor. They gave him medication to help him with his symptoms, to help him throughout the process. We quarantined him at home, and that is when my life changed. Okay? On July the 25th, 5 days later, me and my daughter started displaying symptoms. We went to go get tested, and 3 of us tested positive for COVID 5 days after my husband did. Okay? So at that point, all of us had COVID. Okay? We got medication. We were in constant communication with the doctors. My husband and I would say, got COVID the hardest. My husband started having shortness of breath. I got one of those oxygen meters that you check your oxygen levels through Amazon. We had the nebulizer. We had all of his medications going. Well, one day he just couldn't breathe anymore. I called the ambulance, and they took him to the hospital. As you know, with all of the situation with COVID, no visitors are allowed. Patients have to go by themselves. My husband was afraid, very afraid of going to the hospital. But I finally, convinced him that it was the best thing that he needed to do. He went in to the hospital. He was diagnosed with pneumonia. He was in the hospital. He was very happy. He was doing well. He was progressing. And then, one night I get a phone call, and the things, just got worse. They had to intubate him because he couldn't breathe, and his organs started failing. and he passed away. Okay? On August the 6th, my husband passes away from COVID-19 complications. And it has been the most difficult thing I've had to go through. Okay? So, for all of you that are out there and that you're working, stay safe. I never thought COVID would affect my family, but it did. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that I went through a very difficult, and I'm going through a very difficult situation. And I understand. You know, your family might be facing something similar to this, or, you know, just another horrible situation. So now me and my daughters have to, you know, we're alone. I no longer have a husband. They no longer have a father. And I'm having to figure out a million things. Okay? But we must not give up. We must continue. Life goes on, and if God decided to keep us here, it's for a reason. Okay? So this is where my cough comes in. Okay? I've been to the doctors, several doctors, and they can't figure out what's wrong with me. They've sent me to a cardiologist, a pulmonologist. Me and my two daughters tested negative for COVID over 3 weeks ago. I've been constantly getting retested, you know, because this cough won't go away. But I always come out negative. They just told me it's, I guess, something that was left behind because of having contracted COVID. So I just want to say, you know, this is what happened to me during the summer. It has been the most horrible summer of my life. I just want to say that stay safe. This COVID-19 is real. If you don't have to go out there, don't go out. You know, every time we would go out, my husband and I, we are clean freaks. You know, we would wear a mask. We would wear gloves. We would sanitize. As soon as we would get home, we would shower. Leave our clothes outside. You know, it was just, we had this horrible routine, you know, of staying clean to try to prevent us from contracting it, and we still did. Okay? I suffered a loss, a devastating loss, my husband, and I would hate for any of you to go through or experience what I'm going through right now. Okay? So, if something happens, the motive of me sharing this information with you is so you know that all of us go through situations, and you know, sometimes our situations are very difficult, and you must not feel alone. Okay? If you're going through something, you need any help, I'm not just your instructor. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. Okay? Even if it's just someone to speak to, a shoulder to cry on, I'm here. Okay? So I just wanted to lay that out to you as to what happened to me and what I'm going through. This is very recent. You know, my husband barely passed away on August the 6th, and I'm having to record my lectures right now because you know, the fall is about to begin. Okay, so it's difficult for me, but we just need to, you know, move on, keep trying, and take it a day at a time, guys. Okay. Now, weekly tasks. Regardless of the class that you are taking with me, it is very important that you review your syllabus. Okay, every class will have a syllabus. I recommend that for every class you have a folder. Okay, you print out your syllabus. That should be the first thing on your folder. Okay, that way you stay organized. So it's very important that you read your syllabus, you print it out, and you create a folder. That way you have all of your assignments in that folder. You stay organized. Okay? Every week you review the things that need to get done for my class. And set up time. Okay? On this day I'm going to read half the chapter. This other day I'm going to read the other half of the chapter. This day I'm going to take my quiz. And then I'm going to start working on my homework assignments, my discussions, my project, whatever it is that you have to work on that week. Organize your time. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? Read. Okay? A lot of students don't read. And I understand. I'm a student and I don't like to read. Yes, you wanted to hear it? I don't like to read. But you know what? Reading is necessary. It's essential so we can gain knowledge, understand what's going on, okay? So you cannot skip this step. Reading needs to happen. And I've had students call me on the phone and say, Miss, I am completely lost. And then I start asking basic questions of what the chapter was about. And the student has no clue. Why? Because they haven't read. Yet they want to call me up and say that they're completely lost. Okay? If you're going to call me up, it's because you have already read and you want clarification on a specific section, a specific area, a specific problem. Not tell me, Miss, I am lost and I don't understand anything. Okay? Reading needs to happen before you begin working on any of your assignments. Okay? So set time aside to read. For every of your chapters, I've uploaded PowerPoints into Blackboard. Download those PowerPoints. They give you key information about the chapter. Use those PowerPoints to take notes. As you're reading, take notes on your PowerPoint slides. That way you can have for reference. I post lectures on Blackboard. Okay? Now these lectures, I am not going to read over the chapter with you. I'm going to let you do that. My lectures are more problem oriented. I show you how to solve problems, okay, and apply what was covered in the chapter, okay. But I am not going to give you terminology, and I'm not going to give you, okay, chapter 1 deals with blah 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 blah. No, you're adults, you can read. What I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to say, okay, we are going to learn how to do this. We're going to complete a payroll register. We're going to complete a balance sheet. We're going to complete a financial statement. We're going to do different profit analysis. I'm going to do the application portion of the work in my lectures. So it's more problem solving. I highly recommend you listen to my lectures. A lot of work gets put into me building those lectures, and they're intended to help provide guidance for you. Okay? I've had students call me up and say, Miss, I'm completely lost in this problem. And then I tell them, well, have you listened to my lecture? What lecture? I'm like, well, the lectures that I post on Blackboard. Oh, Miss, well, they're like an hour or an hour and a half long. They're too long. Well, yeah, they're long because the problems are long. And I want to go over them in detail. Okay? I don't go over every single problem that you have for homework because that would just take me 6-7 hours to do. Okay? I go over key information that I feel is important that students maybe struggle with the most. That is what I focus on. I focus on the problems that maybe you're going to be seeing on your tests. I focus on that. I focus on the more complicated areas. That way you have that as guidance and you can listen to it as many times as you need to. So please, if I post a video on Blackboard, listen to it. Okay? After you read, after you reviewed the PowerPoints, after you've listened to my lectures, then begin working on your assignments. Okay? Please do not fall behind. If you encounter any type of an emergency that's going to prevent you from meeting your assignment deadlines, please communicate with me immediately so we can work something out. Okay? I've had students that stop completing their assignments on week 2, week 3, and then they come here on week 15 and tell me, oh, Miss, I had a problem on week 2 and I have not done any of my work. Can you help me? At week 15, I cannot help you. The semester is almost over. Okay? If something happens to you on week number 2, you get with me on week number 2, week number 3 the latest. Okay? Not week number 15, guys. Okay? As soon as something happens, it doesn't take you but a minute to shoot me a message, a Blackboard message. Hey, Miss, this is going on in my life. You know, update me. I'll respond, and we'll work something out immediately. Okay? That way you don't fall behind. Okay? Communication is very important, and I am available to communicate, you know, Monday through Friday or whenever it is necessary. Okay? If you have any questions about the course, do not stay with the questions. Okay? Now, due to COVID-19, all of our classes are online now for business administration, for our programs specifically. Why? Because we want to keep the students safe, we want to keep the faculty safe, we want to keep our community safe. So, our courses have transitioned to online, which might be a challenge. I know I have different types of learners. I have learners that prefer to be in class and see me face to face. Even though this is an online class, I do want you to know that I'm here for you to help answer any questions you might have. The preferred way to communicate with me is via Blackboard messages. Why? Because that way all of the information gets stored in my actual course. I know who you are, I know what course you're in, I know what you're referring to. Okay? But if you want to communicate with me via phone, outside of my office hours, maybe you work, okay? My office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. If that doesn't work for you, let's say you work, then you send me a Blackboard message and you say, hey miss, this is my name, I work and I have a question and I want to communicate with you, okay? Maybe you want to include the question, that way I can be prepared for when you call me, I'll have an answer for you, okay? Maybe you just have general questions about the course, whatever the case might be. You communicate with me, we set up a time, we can either talk on the phone, I can do a Zoom session, whatever works, guys. Okay? I'm available, I can adapt, you let me know what works best for you, we'll figure it out. I'm not very technology savvy, but we'll figure it out, okay? You just need to let me know what's going on, and then we'll figure out a way to communicate, call, text, Blackboard message, email, Zoom, whatever it is, okay? So my office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 11. During those times, I'm usually logged in. Now, because I am having, online classes, I do spend most of my day prepping. I do have to build your assignments. I do have to build your tests. I have to build your, prepare, create your lectures, record the lectures, upload the lectures. So I'm not just here sitting waiting for a question. I have a lot of work that needs to get done so I can roll it out to you guys. So a lot of my day is spent creating assignments, recording lectures. So I might not be available right there and then, but I do monitor my email, my Blackboard messages multiple times during the day. So if I can't get with you immediately, more than likely I respond within less than 24 hours. What I do is I check my Blackboard between 8 to 5 p.m. If you email me or send me a Blackboard message after 5, then I'll respond early the following day, okay? The following morning. That's Monday through Friday, okay? In order to have a successful course, it is imperative the students stay organized. Please do not fall behind. I do not grant extensions to work assignments. I give specific assignment due dates. Please keep those due dates handy, that way you know when all of your assignments are due. In the case of an emergency, contact me so we can work something out, okay? So, I am looking forward to an awesome fall 2020. This is something, I've always taught online classes, but now having all of my classes online is something very different for me. I'm so accustomed to seeing my students face to face, getting to see them, getting to know them, but do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you as much as I can in whatever I can, okay? So now I am going to transition over to Blackboard, okay? So I'm going to show you a course, and it doesn't really matter which course I'm going to go in, but basically how to get to my courses. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click the Blackboard link on the right-hand side of your STC webpage. Okay, and since I'm using my home computer, it already read that it's me, so it already logged me in. But you should be prompted to enter your username and password, and then you should see something similar to this. Now, I am a faculty member. I don't know if my STC Blackboard looks any different from yours, but this is what I have. Okay, this is my STC Blackboard. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my courses. That way you can see the courses that I'm teaching. And let me see, it's a little bit slow, guys. Here we go. Okay, and then for my current courses, I'm going to go to fall 2020. Okay, and then I have the 5 courses that I am teaching. Okay, now you can access the course that you are taking, my class, by just clicking on the specific class that you're taking with me. Okay, now this is your Blackboard. You can access your messages from here, your calendar, your grades, all of the information. They've updated Blackboard, so it's now more user friendly. I preferably just like to go to the course and look at that specific information. Okay, so once you go into my class, you select the class that you are wanting or that you're taking with me. Okay, now for purposes of this video, I am going to select this class, Introduction to Accounting 1. Okay. Once you log in, you're going to have my contact information on top. Okay, so the best way to communicate with me is through Blackboard messages, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit. I've included my email, and I've included my mobile phone. Okay, you can either call me or text me at 956-307-6625. Now this is more for an emergency basis. Okay, if you have a question at 11 p.m. at night, 2 a.m. in the morning, please don't call me. I'm probably asleep. Just send me a message. I provide that phone because if we do schedule a conference call, this is the number that I'm going to be using to call. Okay, so that way you know. Or you can call me during the conference call whenever you're available. Okay, but that's the information. I've included my office information. My office is in Stark County campus. Due to COVID, we will not have face-to-face office hours. Okay, we have to keep the 6-foot distance from each other, and our offices are very small. So for purposes of COVID-19, I don't have the 6-foot distance required by the CDC. So we cannot meet face-to-face. But just know that I'm here and we can figure something out. Okay, and my office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning. Now, I'm going to have my orientation uploaded here. Right now I have my spring orientation, but you'll see the fall orientation because I'm barely recording the fall orientation for you guys. So I'll go up there and I'll update this information with my fall orientation. But just know that you'll have a video for the orientation that you must be listening to. Okay? Now, it's very important right now where you're at is at the Start Here page. So if you click Start Here, this is what you'll get. Okay? It's very important that you go through all of this information. Okay? Now, I am not going to go through this information with you in detail. I'm going to let you all explore and go through all of this information on your own time. Okay? But it is very important that you become familiar with it. Okay? So the first one we have here is the essential course information. Here you have information about myself, my office hours. Now, something very important. Okay? Monday through Friday, I'm available basically 8 to 5. Okay? And I usually work more than that because I have a lot of videos to record, a lot of things that I need to do. I check my emails, I check my Blackboard daily, 5-6 times a day. So I usually respond fairly quickly to my students. Okay. Now, anything received past 5 p.m. on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I will not respond to you until the next available business day. Okay. Now the reason I put this out there is because in the past I've had students, bombard me with questions on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Okay. My weekend is usually family time with my kids, especially now that I have to play the role of mom and dad with my kids. I'm also a student, so I use my weekend to work on my homework assignments like most of you do. So I do have things going on with me during the weekend. And I don't want to commit to saying, if you email me on a Saturday or a Sunday, I'm going to respond. If I have time and I go in there and I see a message and I have time, I will respond, but I don't guarantee it. So that is why I put this out there. If you want a response time, it's Monday through Friday. The weekend, I might or I might not respond. So if you send me a message on Saturday and I don't get to it, then know that I will more than likely respond till Monday morning. Okay? So just be aware of that. But I am available Monday through Friday, and I usually respond within 24 hours. A lot less than that. Okay? You'll see information about the specific course that you're going to be taking, what we're going to be learning. Then we go into the course structure. I go in and explain your homework assignment, your quizzes, your projects. You can read through all of this information. Now, for your homework and your quizzes and your tests and a lot of your projects, they're going to be done in Cengage. Okay? So I'll explain that in a bit, how to access Cengage. But Cengage is basically a learning platform where I'm able to build assignments and assign them to students. They're graded automatically. It just reduces a lot of the grading time for me, and I'm able to create a lot of algorithmic questions to where students have different questions. That reduces maybe the copying, the cheating, stuff like that. Now, homework and quizzes are intended to help strengthen your learning capacity, okay? Now, quizzes are more terminology based, okay? So you read the chapter and then I give you a quiz to see if you understood the concepts provided or the terminology in the chapter. Okay? So that is what quizzes is. They're multiple choice, fill in the blank questions. Quizzes are, you have 2 tries. I keep the highest grade earned all the time, okay? And usually students have an hour to complete your quiz. Quizzes are timed, okay? Now your homework assignments, you also have 2 tries, and I also keep the highest grade. But for your homework, it's not timed. You can take as long as you want. Maybe you work a problem today, you save your work, and then you continue tomorrow, you save your work, and once you're done, then you submit it for grading, okay? So read over your course structure information. It will provide you information about your specific course, your exams, projects, etc. Okay, so I'm not going to go over that, but you need to go back and read that information. Okay? Then you're going to find information about your textbook. Okay? Depending on the class that you're in, you'll find textbook information on Blackboard. Cengage offers a product called Cengage Unlimited. So what that is if you purchase the Cengage Unlimited product, it will basically give you access to all of your courses that are within Cengage for a semester for a low fixed price. Okay? So let's say, for example, you're taking Introduction to Accounting 1, Introduction to Accounting 2, Payroll, and maybe Business Principles. Okay? All of those 4 classes are in Cengage. You would just pay 1 fee, and you would have access to all of your textbooks and resources for 1 low price. Okay? So that is what Cengage Unlimited is. Okay? But you do need access to Cengage. You do need access to the textbook, whether it be in printed or electronic format. When you get the access to Cengage Unlimited, you will automatically get access to your electronic book. Okay? So that comes included. Okay? So you'll have access to the textbook electronically, which you can view from any electronic device, whether it be your phone, your tablet, your computer. What do you need for this course, regardless of the class that you're taking? You need a computer or an electronic device with reliable internet access. Okay? You need to have a computer or an electronic device. This is an online class. Okay? You need a calculator. You can use the calculator on your phone, your computer, or a regular 10-key calculator. It does not have to be something fancy. You need a flash drive in case you want to save any of your work, and a speaker or headset because I am going to have lectures, so you need to be able to listen to those lectures. Now, this is an online course, therefore all students are required to have an electronic device, whatever works best for you. Okay? You also need internet access. Okay? Not having the required technological resources is not an excuse for you not to complete your assignments. Okay? So you signed up for the class knowing it's an online class. You need to have a computer. You need to have internet access to complete your assignments. Now, access to STC computers in open labs and libraries may be limited or not available due to COVID-19. So it's very important that all students plan accordingly. Okay? In March, I know when spring break came about, we had to close all of our campuses. So right now, you can access the open labs and the libraries, I believe, by appointments. But with this COVID-19 situation, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's very important that you have a computer with internet access at home so you can be able to complete your assignments. Okay? And then you have your etiquette, how to communicate online. And then if you need any technical support, you can contact the technical office, so that way they can assist you if you're not able to access Blackboard or you're just having problems in general. They can provide you with the support. Okay, so go over this information. I'm going to go back to the Start Here tab. And then I'm going to go to my next folder, which is your Syllabus and Schedule. Okay. Now, I've included the syllabus in Word and PDF format. That way you can download it. Okay. I'm just going to open this for illustration purposes. I'm not going to go over any of the syllabus. You need to go over the syllabus on your own time. Okay. Read through the syllabus. Okay. But just know that you're going to have my chair's contact information. You're going to have my contact information. And then you're going to have just general course information about the course, the textbook. You're going to have information about my grading. Now, all of my classes have, I grade using a 1,000 grade point scale. Okay, so this might change for my classes. Some classes will have higher weights for their tests, for their projects, for their assignments, different types of assignments, because they are different classes. So just read over your specific syllabus for your specific class. No extensions. That applies to all of my classes. If you have an emergency, contact me immediately. And log in into Blackboard daily. Okay? So you can be able to stay up to date with all of the information that I post there. Okay? So I grade on a 1,000 point scale system. If you earn between 900 to 1,000 points, you'll get an A in my class. If you earn between 800 and 899 points, you'll get a B. If you get between 700 to 799 points, you'll get a C. If you get between 600 and 699 points, you'll get a D. And anything below 599, you'll get an F. I do not curve. Okay? The grade that you earned is a grade that I will issue out to you. Okay? You will have opportunities throughout the semester to earn extra credit points. If those opportunities are provided to you, I highly encourage that you take advantage, okay, of them. Okay? That will help you boost up your point scale here, right? Okay? Attendance is very important. This is an online class. I will not be able to know if you're, I won't be able to take physical attendance, but you are responsible to log in. Now, for purposes of attendance, on week number 1, you will have a short 5-question quiz about the course orientation, about the syllabus in Blackboard. Okay, now that quiz is intended to help me take attendance. So all students need to complete the quiz provided in week number 1 in Blackboard, so I can take attendance and I can report your attendance to the Office of Admissions and Records. Okay, so it's very important that you continue to complete your assignments. By you completing your assignments, I'm able to keep attendance and report that you are active in my class. That is the only way I basically know if you're active, if I see that you go in there and that you actually complete assignments. Logging on is not attendance purposes. You need to do something within the course. Complete a test, complete a quiz, whatever the case might be. Course of discussion, whatever it is. We need to be active. Okay? So I'm just going to browse through this information. Please go back and read your syllabus. If you have any type of disability, please communicate with me. That way we can work something out. You have the course structure here, how the course is structured, your assignments. All of this information is provided. I have questions and answers here. These are the questions students usually ask. What's the best way to communicate with the instructor? And that's via Blackboard messages. The time it takes me to respond, the technology requirements. So just read through all of this information. Students' responsibilities. I do not tolerate students cheating. Okay? If I find out that you are cheating, that you're having someone else complete the assignments for you, have someone else help you complete your assignments, you will be reported and expelled from the college. Okay? And I find out students talk. I am able to analyze information. Okay, I've had students that fail all of their homework and their quizzes. They get 10s, 20s, 30s, and here comes the test. The test, they get a 98, and it takes them 30 minutes to complete the test. Okay, that is awkward. Okay, because this is a student that has been failing all of their assignments, and then all of a sudden they ace their test and complete it in a record time. If I suspect something weird is going on, I do have the authority to request that you retake a test, and I can have that test being monitored by myself or by someone else, be a proctor test. Okay, I review all of your information very closely. I look for trends. Now, homework and quizzes. I've had students ask me, Miss, can we get in groups and work on it? Sure. Working together, helping each other out understand the problem for your homework is fine. Okay? I'm a student, I was a student, and we always had group, I had a very close a close group of friends that we would always get together every day and work on our assignments together. We work out the problems, compare answers. If we had any discrepancies, we would discuss it. Well, why are you getting that answer? Why am I getting this answer? Figure it out and then resolve it. If we got it right, then awesome. Okay? Where if our answers match, okay, I guess we're in the right path. Having that sense of communication is critical. And I am 100% okay with students having studying groups, working together for your homework and your quizzes. Okay? But in those study groups, you all need to contribute. You all need to participate. You all need to learn. Okay? The day of the test must be done alone. You must complete your own tests. Okay? And you must complete your own assignments. Okay? Because that's going to help prepare you for the exams. Okay? If you need help, study groups are a great way to develop a friendship with your classmates, get a better understanding of the content. I am not against it. I am all for it. Just use it wisely and use it so you can help each other learn. Okay? So it's very important that you do not cheat, that you're not dishonest, because if I find out, I will do investigation and there might be horrible consequences. Okay? If a student needs to withdraw from a course, either they're having issues with the class, something comes up where they cannot continue with the course, whatever the case might be, it is the student's responsibility to complete the withdrawal process. Okay? I do not drop students. Students need to complete the withdrawal process themselves. Okay? If a student does not withdraw from the course, they're going to get the grade that they earned, and that can be an F, that can affect your GPA, that can affect your financial aid. So it's very important that you keep up with your deadlines. If you're not able to keep up with the class, you complete the withdrawal process. The last part of the syllabus is the most important part of the syllabus because it's a schedule. It's a weekly schedule of what we're going to be doing every week. Every class has a different schedule, okay? But I'm going to go over this particular syllabus just so I can highlight what the schedule looks like. So, it gives you the week, the days that week runs. My week opens on a Monday and closes on a Sunday. All assignments, well, most of the assignments, let me rephrase that. Most of your assignments are due on Sunday at 11 p.m. There might be occasions where specific assignments have earlier deadlines. That includes your tests. When you're having a test, your window is shorter. You're not going to have 7 days to complete your test. Maybe I'll give you 3 or 4 days, 2 days to complete your test. That's why it's very important for you to have your syllabus handy. Okay? But your weekly assignments, which include your weekly quiz and your weekly homework, those are open on Monday and they close on Sundays at 11 p.m. On this side of the syllabus, you'll have the assignments that need to be completed. For example, for this class on week number 1, the first thing that you need to complete is your syllabus course orientation quiz in Blackboard. That's for attendance purposes. Then you're going to have a homework assignment, which is an intro to Cengage tutorial that basically is going to show you how to use Cengage. Then you're going to have Chapter 1 homework, Chapter 1 quiz, and all items for this week are due on Sunday, August the 30th at 2020. So what you're going to do is you're going to print out your syllabus, and you're going to know these are the 4 things I need to complete. Now, before you complete those 4 things, what do you need to do? Well, you have to create your account in Cengage. You have to read the chapter. You have to review the PowerPoint, listen to the orientation, so on and so forth. Okay? Every week you'll have what you need to do. Okay? If there's any holidays or any important information, I've included it. For example, on week number 3, Monday, September the 7th, the college is closed for Labor Day. Okay? On college observed holidays, I don't work. That's my day off. But I still make the assignments available because I know some students, maybe they have the day off and they want to take advantage. So they can start reading or working on their assignments. The assignments will be available from Monday through Sunday. Okay? I do provide reviews for your tests. I provide you with a review of what to expect on the test. Okay? I'm not going to, we cover so much information. I'm not going to expect you to play a guessing game of what's going to be on your test, because I'm just setting you up for failure. So what I do is I give you a review so you can focus on specific problems that need to be mastered. That way you can go back to your homework and really drill on those problems. Okay, so you can practice, so you can ace that test. Okay, so a review is provided. If you see here on this particular class, I provide an extra credit assignment, which is optional, but it is highly recommended that you complete it. That way you get to earn extra points. Okay, so then I give test information. I let you know the dates the tests are available. So for example, for this class, the test number 1 is going to be available Monday, September 21st through Thursday, September 24th, okay, at 11 p.m. Okay, I give all of the pertinent information on your syllabus. That is why it's very important that you read it and that you print it and that you review it every week. That way that you can keep up with your assignment deadlines, with what's going to be covered during the week, with any important information, okay? So that is your schedule, okay? Please read over it. Now, the syllabus is tentative. I can make changes to it at any time. If I do make a change to it, I will notify you, okay? And then below that, you're going to have a assignment grading point system. And this is basically a breakdown of how your 1,000 points are made up. So for this particular class, you're going to have a project that's going to be worth 100 points. Your quizzes are worth 100 points. Your homework is worth 150 points. Your comprehensive problems are worth 150 points. And your tests are worth 500 points. And it gives you a breakdown by week. And how many points can you earn for that week. Okay? So that is what the syllabus looks like. Please read it. So you can be very familiar with the course.